Hey guys, welcome back. I have been working on a reflow oven, and the oven that I chose was a Black & Decker toaster oven, and that's what it's called. But essentially, all I did was took it completely apart, removed all the wiring for these controls, and installed a solid-state relay. And then went ahead and packed insulation in underneath all these covers so that I could keep as much heat inside as I could. And that SSR is attached to this board here that I made, and this is kind of it's a clone of the Rocket Scream shield, but I took it one step further and installed the Atmel AT Mega 328 directly on the board, so I don't tie up a Arduino board. And so now it's all on one board. Got a single line LED display or LCD display that I salvaged off of something years ago, and a lot of these things were secondhand. The little VR here to operate the contrast for the LCD, I found that on a scrap board. The power supply, it's a Chinese item. I think I spent like about $2.50 on these. I bought a handful of these little power supplies. They're great for quick prototype work, so you don't have to spend a bunch of time making a power supply. These have 3 volt or 3.3 volt and 5 volt on them, and the K-type thermocouple sensor is attached to this breakout board, which is from this is from Adafruit, and a lot quicker to buy that board than it is to try to deal with doing it yourself, especially at this point when I didn't have a reflow oven. Now I could probably do this, but anyway, threw this together in about a day, and no wires or anything on the back side, everything's on the front. So anyway, I'll give a quick demo how this works. I'm going to take all my solder paste is at work, so I don't have any here. I'll bring some home. But what I'll do is I'll just take a little bit of this, little piece of this solder here, and bear with me while I snap off a little piece. There we go. Got some real fine solder here. This is 0.02, so it's very small. So I'm going to lay this on old junk board here that I've run it through this oven about 20 times testing. Whoops! I accidentally bumped the button, so it's already in preheat mode. So let me push the button and stop it, and let this thing cool down. I must have bumped the on-off switch. But anyway, while this is cooling back down, I'll show you a few things that I've gotten here lately. I've got the 100 megahertz dual channel scope, which I'm very happy with. There's been a few times when I really needed it, so had an opportunity to get one. Also, I got the Logic Sniffer software up and running. This uses SOMP, which is real handy, and open source. So I've been working with that. Real happy. The other thing that I've acquired is a SMD rework station. I've got the blower, and what I really like, and I've had the opportunity to use it a couple times, is the tweezers. And these little guys you just put down on a diode or a cap, and it heats up both sides and lift the component right off the board real quick and easy. So I've actually salvaged a handful of parts that I've needed using this rework station. But anyway, real happy with it, and the tips and so forth. So anyway, back to this, back to over here. Okay, we're still a little hot. We'll have to wait just a little longer. But meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and put the board that I've got a little chunk of solder on. Now mind you, ordinarily you wouldn't use solder like that. You use solder paste. While this is cooling down, I had to rework the profile a little bit. I am going to use leaded solder, so the profile is different than for unleaded. So I took Rocket Screams software and modified it just a little bit to get the correct profile for leaded solder. Okay, so I shut the door and the temperature went back up. Okay, I'm going to change the software a little bit so that I can restart it when it's a little hotter than this. I need to redo that. But anyway, we'll let this come back down again. Alright, we're getting there. 52, 50, right about now. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and push my start button. And so now it's in preheat mode. And now I can go ahead and shut this door and let it come on up. So you can see the screen. I hope you can see the screen here. Get the right angle of the dangle here. But anyway, it's going into preheat mode. And when just let that do its thing. Okay, it's getting there. Okay, so according to the diagram here, the curve, when it gets up to about 150 Celsius, then I'll go into a soak mode, and then I'll run that up to roughly 180. So it's not quite to soak time yet. There we go. So it goes into soak, and so now I'm going to be running the soak mode until it gets up to 180 degrees. Bear with me here. We'll go over here and take a peek in the oven. You can see quite a bit of glare there, but anyway, we're still in soak mode. You notice the bulbs were off, so we're regulating quite nicely. The little LED here is flashing, indicating that we're in soak mode. So now we're at 170. Now the temperature is beginning to climb, and when we get to about 180, we'll go into reflow. So now we should be coming into reflow. There we go. And now the magic starts happening. So I come up in here a little closer. You can see this. Got quite a little glare on it. But you see a little chunk of solder in there. Now it's beginning to melt, and it's going to try to find traces to solder to. And we're now about 204 Celsius, and solder still melting. 210 to 10 to 11, get to about 220 is the peak at I'm sorry, 210 is the peak. So now it's beginning to cool down. So the solder would have tried to find a place to attach itself to. I'm going to go ahead and open the door here, and you can see it. See the little balls of solder, and ooh, that's hot. So anyway, that's the way this works. There's a little thermocouple I've got set up in there. Anyway, I basically just copied the Rocket Scream design, and works out real well. I just put it all on one board. Not sure how I finish this off. I may stick this inside a case or something, but anyway, real happy with this. This is going to allow me to build some breakout boards that otherwise I'd have to go buy. So anyway, that's what I've been doing, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.